Hello, welcome. Jime, if you want to stop the music, thank you. Welcome to this webinar. My name is Juan Jose Lascano. Here we are with Jimena. Today, we are going to do a presentation about Argentina, how to sell Argentina. This will be a general presentation about the country. And in a few more weeks, we'll do different webinars, more specific about different regions in Argentina. We'll be talking on the 27th of April. We'll be talking about deep in Patagonia for the glaciers, Calafate area, Paine and Chaltén. And then on the 11th of May, we will be doing Ushuaia, the Tierra del Fuego, how to combine it with Chile. And so today we'll be doing this general presentation about all Argentina, how to sell Argentina for those who've never been here, this beautiful country. We will be now starting with a short video. Before I forget, try to keep your microphones down, off. And at the end, we can open them to questions if you need, or Jimena today with me will be answering all the questions on the chat box. If you need to do that, you can use that tool. And if not, we can leave at the end for general questions. We'll be recording this webinar, so if you also need to share it later with another colleague of your company, you can share it later. So you will be welcome to receive a YouTube link. As soon as we end up with this, you will be receiving this link for you to share with your team. Let me start with a short video of that we have done of Argentina. I think the sound is good. Jimena, is it the sound good?
Fine, yes.
Excellent, good. Okay, so nice video, just a nice introduction for this general presentation about Argentina. So welcome everybody again. If you just register, welcome again. And so today we'll be doing a general presentation of Argentina. Just a reminder of how is our situation in Argentina today with the COVID. Yeah, we are still in lockdown. Our borders are closed. Since last year, in March, we closed our borders and we had a soft opening in December, but then we went back. Now we are starting a second wave here in Argentina of the virus with new mutations. So we are worried that now we are starting our winter time and we might have more cases. So we don't have a final date when we will open our borders, but we hope that for our next summer season, our high season, we will be open again. That's in October, November. So today we'll be doing a general presentation of Argentina, this beautiful country. This is a lot of information in one single country, a lot of variety and diversity. Let me start with Eurotur. Who is Eurotur? For those who doesn't know about our company, we have been 67 years in the market, one of the oldest and biggest DMCs. We have five offices in Argentina. 2 offices are in Buenos Aires. Then we have 2 in Patagonia, which are in Calafate and in Ushuaia. And we opened 3 years ago in Salta in the north up. And so this is very important for us to have a good control of the services and to have a good support and to keep your passengers with a very high level of service. And we also give a lot of support to our staff, keep very informed and updated information in the different destinations of Argentina. That's very helpful for us to having these offices and have our own operation in those locations. So let me give you a general some information about this huge country. This is a large country. Our have more than 44 million inhabitants. Half of that is in Buenos Aires province. So we have a lot of remote areas and large country that has no or very little towns. We have we speak Spanish. Hola, buen día, buenas tardes, bienvenidos. I can continue in Spanish, so if you can practice your language. Our currency is the peso. We have now around 97 pesos, 98 pesos per US dollar. So it's very affordable for you to come and visit us in Argentina. This is a good time for you to visit this. We have been devaluating our currency. So this means that it's very affordable for you or your passenger to send passengers nowadays to Argentina and visit different areas. Climates, this is a very important topic, and that's why the variety and diversity in one single country. We have all kind of climates and variety. So this means that if you go into Patagonia, I would recommend better from November to March. If you go up north, I would recommend better in July, August. That's to keep out the rainy season. But we will talk about each specific area with their seasonalities when we discover each part. But it's a big diversity and big variety in the same country. This is very good for you to send passengers all year round to Argentina. When we talk about Argentina, it has a lot of diversity, as I was telling. So we have a lot of cultural history. We have a beautiful nature landscapes. So depending where you are going into Argentina, we have amazing landscapes such as the Iguazu Falls, the Northwest, all the glaciers down. And fauna, we had a lot of diversity also fauna, also depending where you're going. In Patagonia, you can see one kind of fauna. If you go up north in the Ibera marshes or different areas, that you can see different kind of animals. In terms of gastronomy and wines, we are very proud of our beef, and also typical dishes. In the north part, we have beautiful empanadas. Our wine in Mendoza, it's our brand Malbec wine. It's our typical, very, very proud about this kind of wine that we have in Argentina. I'm pretty sure that you have tried this before. So no vegetarians are welcome to Argentina. They are not allowed to enter this country. No, I'm kidding. It's a lot of variety. So you can still get vegetarian restaurants in Buenos Aires, a lot of Italian influence. Remember that we have a lot of our background are Spaniards and Italian in here in Buenos Aires. So we have a lot of diversity that you can get. So let me start with Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires, it's a beautiful, beautiful and large city. I do recommend to stay, this is the gateway to Argentina. So I do recommend to stay like 3 nights. We have 2 airports in Buenos Aires. We have international airport, it's called Ezeiza. It's located about 45 to 1 hour away out of the city from the hotel areas. And then we have a second airport that is called Aeroparque. And this second airport had all the flights going to the domestic destinations such as Iguazu, Bariloche, Calafate, Ushuaia, Salta. So if your passengers are coming for the first time, I do recommend to stay a few nights here in Buenos Aires before going to any other destination. You can combine, because normally most of the international flights coming from Europe or from the States arriving in the morning here into Buenos Aires, into Ezeiza. So you have possibility to live on the same day to other destinations and combine. You will need to consider a minimum of 5 hours between the 2 airports if you are combining on the same day. But considering that most of the flights are overnight flights coming from Europe or from the States or from Canada, we receive daily flights from all these places. We don't know what's going to happen with all the airlines and how many flights will continue after COVID, after we open the borders. But we hope that all the same carriers that are flying up to before COVID started will continue. So 5 hours if you are combining to domestic destinations. In terms of domestic flights, we do have Aerolíneas Argentinas covering most of the destinations. We used to have LATAM, now we don't have any more LATAM as a domestic carrier. And we only have Aerolíneas and 2 more domestic airlines that are Flybondi and JetSmart that are domestic carriers combining the different destinations in Argentina. So as I was saying, Buenos Aires, 3 nights. No, most of the countries don't need any visas to come to Argentina, but this today we have people from different parts of the world. Most of the countries don't need any visas. From Europe, we don't require visas. From the main countries, Spain, Italy, France, Germany, UK don't need any visas. From United States, Canada, we also don't need any visas. We used to charge a reciprocity fee, but now any longer we don't need to do that. Now they are free to come to Argentina without paying this reciprocity fee. So it has a lot of cultural history, art, a lot of sports, gastronomy, as I was telling you. And Buenos Aires is the gateway to most of the places. It's the starting point and will be a mandatory 2 or 3 night stay in Buenos Aires at the beginning. I do recommend to stay any time of the year. It's all year round. In the summer, we don't have strong winters, mild winters. We don't get snow here in Buenos Aires. And our summer are humid and hot, could be 30 degrees, the highest temperatures 35 maybe. I would start now with the main destinations, the main tours that we offer in Buenos Aires. The city tour, of course, for a first-time visitor into Buenos Aires, this is something that we do recommend to include to your passengers. This could be a 3-hour city tour, 4 hours, or we can also do more specific kind of city tours for your passengers. But for a first-time visitor, it's always nice to include this kind of orientation tour in the city. We start with La Boca, the historic part. These colorful houses is more where the city started, the old port. People from Buenos Aires are called porteños. The port, people who live close to the port are porteños. And these are some of the stadiums. Remember, we are very soccer fans, a lot of very passionate about soccer. This is not my favorite team. You have to remember Independiente, or the red, Independiente, the devil. That's the only team that you have to remember. No Boca, no River. This is have a lot of competition with those teams. Plaza de Mayo is our second stop. Normally we go to La Boca, we stay 20 minutes walking, and then in Plaza de Mayo we do another stop, 20 minutes walk, and then we continue through. This is our pink house, the presidential house. We also go to the Recoleta Cemetery. Well, we pass by the obelisk, this iconic monument here in Buenos Aires. This is a very elegant city, very cosmopolitan. We get a lot of theaters, restaurants. Remember that I was telling you about the Italian and Spaniard influence, so a lot of outdoor cafes. Puerto Madero has a very good contrast between the modern and old docks. So here we have a lot of restaurants, steak houses. Remember, our beef and steak houses are very good. We also visit the Recoleta Cemetery. I do recommend to visit inside. It's inside. It's like a museum. It's one of the most visited cemeteries in the world. It's very beautiful inside. And we also go here to visit the famous Evita Perón that is buried here in this cemetery. So this is the famous Don't Cry for Me, Argentina, Evita. Probably you heard about that. I'm not going to start singing today. Maybe Jimena can do the singing later.
No, thank you.
So And another thing that we can visit in Buenos Aires is this beautiful, elegant palace that is the Colón Theater. It's one of the best acoustics in Argentina. It has, compared to the opera, well, in Milan and the Scala in the opera in Paris, are very, very well-known theaters around the world because of the acoustic. You can do an inside visit, touristic visit, just visiting the theater, the backstage, or you can also get tickets for a performance. Those are more difficult to get, but today it's still closed due to COVID, but we hope to have this open very soon. Another beautiful thing that I love visiting is this Ateneo bookstore. It's one of the best historic place. It used to be a theater, and now it's a bookstore. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful inside to visit. And so we also can do specific thematic tours, such as Carlos Gardel related to tango. Carlos Gardel was a very well-known tango singer here in Argentina. So we can do thematic things about him, about Eva Perón. There's a Perón tour that we can visit the Museum of Eva Perón. And these are most of the neighborhoods that we visit when we do a city tour, a classic city tour. But also you can walk around this city. This is a beautiful city to walk around. Normally passengers stay around this area, Casa Rosada, they go to San Telmo, they stay in Recoleta. This is all walking distance, 20 minutes, depending on the path of each passenger can walk in all these areas. Probably if you are going to Plaza Serrano in Palermo, you need to take a taxi, 20, 30 minutes, depending on traffic. Palermo is more the Bohemian neighborhood that has been starting. A lot of boutique hotels are in here. The rest of the hotels are located either here in Recoleta, near the Microcentro, here near the obelisk. But it's a very nice city to walk around, and all of the hotels are close by this area so it's walking distance to most of the places. As I told you, it's very affordable to take a taxi, less than $5 to $10. You are in one corner to the other of the city. If you are like 3 or 4 nights, you can go after the city tour. You can go to the Tigre. Tigre is the Delta. So before the city, this is our recreational area for the porteños. People from Buenos Aires go here to the Delta to navigate, to take a boat ride through the Delta, and we can relax. This is our relaxing area. It's an escape from the city. It's a lot of vegetation, weekend houses. This is where I live, not in the Delta, but very close from here. So this is something that you can visit either on a half-day tour or on a full-day tour, and have lunch in one of the islands. These are the typical wooden boats that we take on the navigations that when we do the visit of the Tigre. So it's a bus and boat combination. It's we start from the hotels, we take them to the port, and then we navigate through the Delta and back via taking a bus. Another activity, looking this map from Buenos Aires, we can take a day trip to Uruguay. Uruguay also don't need any visas, but this is something that you need to control on each passenger passport, if you need visas or not. But if you want to get your passengers to get one more stamp, you can cross to Colonia de Sacramento from Buenos Aires. This could be a day trip here from Buenos Aires. It's 1 hour hydrofoil to get to Colonia de Sacramento and 1 hour back. So we spend all day. We spend about 5 to 6 hours in Colonia de Sacramento. This is a beautiful Portuguese town. Another things that we can do is Montevideo, the capital city, but not as a day trip. This will be a very long day trip to go to Uruguay, to the capital city of Montevideo. And we also have Punta del Este, the beach, the Miami of South America here. It's called Punta del Este. But we also recommend to fly from Buenos Aires to Punta del Este. Yeah. So one full day will be to Colonia de Sacramento, this beautiful Portuguese town, very nice city. For those passengers who want to take you have to go on a hydrofoil from Buenos Aires, from Buenos Aires to Colonia, or also the same company operates to Montevideo. Another activity is going to a ranch, going to day trip to an estancia, the gaucho. Gaucho is the cowboy of South America. So we have different estancias. Touristic ones that offer we normally include a complete program having transportation into the estancia. Some of these estancias are located like 2 hours out of Buenos Aires. So we do the typical barbecue, the asado. We have the more meat. We have this typical barbecue lunch here. With wine, they show you how good riders they are. And we have also folkloric music. In the city, we have the tango, and in the farm, we have in the countryside, we have the folkloric music. So it's a beautiful full day activity that we can do when we go to these touristic estancias. And some other estancias, we can stay overnight. These are beautiful places to end up an itinerary, 10 days around Argentina. And in the end, you go for 1 or 2 nights to an estancia to relax before heading back home. So we have different kind of categories of estancias. This one, La Bamba de Areco, it's a relais and chateau, very good quality of food. We have their own polo field. So some people can take lessons of polo in some of the private estancias. And some estancias offer tennis courts or swimming pools. So depending which estancia you are looking for, it's to get more in contact with the gaucho activities if you stay overnight in some of these estancias. Now, coming back to the city again, the tango, of course, we are very proud of our tango. Later, Jimena will help me doing a tango presentation,
I will show
a tango
some
lesson.
Steps, yes, so you can make fun of me, yes.
I'm not that dancer, so I can't judge Jimena if she's good or not. So night activities, we have different dinner and tango shows. We have like 10 tango houses in Buenos Aires. Some of them are bigger than the others, but all of them are very good in quality in terms of food and show. So we can also offer, if you have passengers that are more interested in tango, they can take a tango lesson. They can go to a milonga. Milonga is the place where the Argentinians go to dance tango. It's like the disco, the milonga. So, but you better know how to dance to go to a milonga. It's not a touristic place. For touristic shows, we normally go to either La Ventana or Tango Porteño, Viejo Almacén, El Querandí. All these are different tango houses that we operate on a daily basis. Normally, it's a similar program in terms that we include transportation, the dinner, the show. From 8 to 12, normally we end up back to the hotels. Yeah, it's a complete program, including dinner and very good professional tango dancers that are in all of these tango houses. They include. So these are more pictures about different tango houses. This is Rojo Tango, upscale property inside of the Faina Hotel. More about the gastronomy. Remember, I told you about the beef, the steak houses that we have. We are very proud about our beef. We can also take your passengers to different programs such as the Argentine Experience it's kind of a cooking lessons. We create an empanada, the typical dish from Argentina. We taste the typical wines, the Malbec, and we also have a beautiful dessert made of dulce de leche that we have. Also, we try the mate that I'm going to tell you about. These are all different passions that we have: the horseback riding, the polo, soccer. We can take passengers to the stadiums, to a tango lesson, traditions and gastronomy, as I was telling you, the empanadas, the alfajor with dulce de leche, steak, and mate. This is something very typical from Argentina. This is the drink, hot tea that we have. In Argentina, we put hot water into this pumpkin and we drink some leaves, green leaves. So that's what Jimena is showing you, el mate. Some people find it a bit bitter, but it's nice for you to try it. Very traditional, depending. Oh, you're very well prepared, Jimena. You're going to do a mate testing today, a mate lesson. So you put hot water as she's showing, and on the cap with green leaves, and not boiled water. It has to be under 80 centigrades, and we drink that hot tea. Now with COVID, we can't share anymore. We used to share this mate. It was a social thing that we did. Now it's only personal mate, and we don't share any longer the mate. Now, going out of Buenos Aires, we get from Aeroparque, remember the two airports, from Ezeiza, we go out, from Aeroparque, we go out to Iguazu, and we land in IGR. Iguazu is located 2 hours flight from Buenos Aires, and we get into the Argentinian side. I'm telling this because the falls are in between Argentina and Brazil. Actually, there's a third country here that is Paraguay that we don't visit the Paraguay when we do the visit to the falls. So we do need to combine Argentina and Brazilian side if we want to have a complete understanding of the area. Yeah. So we have IGR, the Argentinian airport, and IGU, the Brazilian airport. So these are the two airports that we have. If we are combining your trip going next to Rio or Sao Paulo, you will leave out from the Brazilian side. But before getting into the Brazilian side, you will need to do the border crossing and show the passport. If some countries need a visa to cross to Brazil, you need to have the proper visa. Now, Brazil has been taking visas to a lot of countries that used to charge. Now they took it out, visas for Canada, United States, and other countries. But check with the Brazilian, what are the requirements for Brazil. So I do recommend 2 nights in Iguazu. It's all year round. It's more humid and subtropical here. So it's an all green area. We're in the jungle. And as I was telling you, I do recommend to include the 2 sides of the falls. These are some of the pictures when we do the Argentinian side of the falls. We have like 5 or 6 hours walking into the different circuits in the Argentinian side. We have the visitor center. We can take a train from the visitor center all the way to the Devil Station here. And we walk the last part up to the main attraction here, that is the Devil Throw. Then we have the superior circuit that goes upper above the falls, and here the inferior circuit that you can see the fall from behind. So it's a long day. It's 5 or 6 hours that you are walking. Some of the circuits are prepared for wheel drive for passengers that are disabled. So we spend about 5 to 6 hours, and the main difference is between the Argentinian side and the Brazilian side is that the Brazilians get a beautiful panoramic view of the falls, and we are much more in contact with the falls here. So I do recommend to do the 2 sides. Yeah, here it's an aerial picture from the Devil Throw, the main attraction in the Argentinian side. This is all the Argentinian side. This is the last bridge that we walk up to this balcony. So we are very close to the main attraction here. And this is all the Brazilian side, so they are not that close to this attraction here in the Devil Throw. So this is another picture from the balconies of the Devil Throw that it's amazing. A picture from the superior circuit. These are more than 270 falls, 80 meters high. So it's an impressive area, and it's a long day that we are walking around the area. This is from the lower circuit, the Bossetti Fall. There are many falls with different names, Bossetti, San Martin. Well, I'm not going to mention all of them. The Great Adventure, I do recommend to include the Great Adventure. It's a soft adventure program. You put a rain poncho and they put you right under the falls. Kind of, you get all soaked, all wet. So don't do this just before boarding any plane, or have a possibility to change yourself before boarding the plane. So Full Moon Experience, this is an amazing program that we offer. This is the only time that they open the national park at night. So this is something also very good to include to your passengers. And as I was saying, you can cross the border, show the passport, get into the Brazilian side, and go to the national park in the Brazilian side. And you will also have the same experience, but with a panoramic view of the falls like this, that you see all from the front part from Brazil. This is the one of the balconies that they have in Brazilian side. They have an elevator also. So at the end of the circuit, you can take your passengers up without going through the stairs. A helicopter ride. In Argentina, we are not offering any longer this. We are, because of the birds that were flying out of the national park, so only Brazilians are offering the helicopter ride. Bird park, they have a beautiful bird park that you can visit. And if you have more time, like 3 or 4 nights in the area, you can visit also the Jesuitic ruins, or go into different parts. There are other attractions in IGUAZU. So now we are going to heading back down to Calafate, to the Patagonia area, one of my favorite places. These 3 places are what we call the triangle. It's a program that is very popular, and it's the Buenos Aires, IGUAZU, and Calafate. And now we start with Calafate. So Calafate FTE is one of the longest flights that we have. It's 3 hours and a half. The longest will be down here to Ushuaia, that we will cover later. And Calafate is the glacier area. So I do recommend 3 nights in this area. Calafate, it's also very good for you to start combining with other areas by land. Like you can go to El Chaltén, or you can cross the border in Chile here. From Calafate, you can cross the border and you are in Torres del Paine National Park. So this is another combination that you can do in that area. In a few days, we will do a more specific webinar about this area of Calafate. So today we'll cover just the basic, like as I was saying, the main attraction here are the glaciers. The main reason that we visit here Calafate is to visit the different glaciers. Not only the Perito Morena that is the star here, but also we have beautiful estancias, Patagonic estancias. And so 3 nights will be minimum, because there are 2 full-day activities that we need to do. The Perito Moreno, it's a full-day visit, and also going to the different boat rides. Here, the seasons that I do recommend, it's better from November to March. You can still visit this in winter time. Here we are south in Patagonia, and we get snow. But the activities are still open, the hotels are open, so we can visit Patagonia, Calafate in winter time. Winter will be May to September, and it's less windy, so that's another good example of why we can visit, because in summertime, Patagonia is very, very windy. And so the main tours, of course, the Perito Moreno, it's the star of the area. It's one of the glaciers that is in a good balance. It's not melting. Most of the glaciers in this area are melting. So this one is in a good balance of growing and losing the front wall. And that's because of the position of the glacier that has gravity. So we normally visit from Calafate to here. We have 1 hour drive, and we get into the walking paths here. There's like 4 or 5 different walking paths that we have to discover when we visit the Perito Moreno. We spend about 3 to 4 hours. We can have a box lunch, or there's a restaurant here to have a lunch with a beautiful glacier view. And all the time there are falling pieces of ice making a huge noise. So it's impressive to visit the Perito Moreno, and the access that you have, how close you get to the glacier, it's amazing. You can see the people that are very close to the front wall of the glacier, and the sound of the ice, it's amazing. This is another activity you can do. It's put your passengers on a boat ride, and you can see the glacier from the water. There's 2 different sectors of the lake that you can take the boat ride, and different companies. And also you can put, if you have passengers that are more adventurous, you can put some crampons and walk on the ice. This is a mini trekking. It's a full day activity. And also if you have people that want to do some more deep adventures, they can do the big ice. These 2 activities have some age restrictions, so let us know and we will guide you how to book or what are the age restrictions for each of these 2 activities. Because of the insurance, they put some age restrictions. Some kayak experience also, some for adventure passengers. Some people want to visit the Museum of Glaciarium. Glaciarium Museum is a good way for you to understand the area and the glaciology of the area. This map shows the different navigations that we have in the area. So all glaciers, the gourmet experience. You can have another boat that you can spend the night inside the boat that is called the Spirits of the Glacier. This is all glaciers, the full day navigation. Visiting the Uppsala and Spegacini Glacier, then Gourmet, Glacier Gourmet. It's a full day activity that has the lunch on board, and they disembark in a different point, Puerto de Vacas. And Estancia Cristina. Estancia Cristina is a beautiful program also that they visit the glaciers, Uppsala Glacier and Spegacini, and they also go to an estancia to have lunch in the estancia. I do recommend this. There are 3 programs in here. I do recommend the Estancia Cristina Discovery, that it's they include this ride on a vehicle to get up to this viewpoint. That it's amazing. It's something very, very nice. We also have another program that is called the trekking from Estancia Cristina, or you can do a full day horseback riding in the estancia. But your passengers need to decide which program they will take from the beginning. When you make reservations, you need to decide in which program you will put your passengers on. If they want something more adventure, the horseback riding. We also have beautiful estancias in the area, the Nivepoaique, we have Helsingfors, we have different La Maipú. Well, depending where you are in Patagonia, there are different kind of estancias, ranches, remember, the cowboy. And if you have passengers with a half-day activity free, early flight or a late flight, you can put them on a half-day activity to the safari experience to have this view of the steppe, Patagonia steppe, local fauna, and have a dinner or lunch in a cave. It's a very nice experience too. As a local gastronomy, Patagonia is very, very good because of the lamb barbecue. Again, more meat, but also we can have vegetarian dishes as well. Also combine it with wine. Yeah, of course, very good for pairing. Now we'll go to El Chaltén, capital of trekking. So from Calafate, 3 hours by land, and we get to El Chaltén. There's a trekking destination, but there's some possibilities for people who don't want to go trekking. But of course, for trekking, it's a lot of programs that you can walk around the mountain in different circuits, like going to Laguna de los Tres. It's an amazing, the Fitzroy is one of the top mountains in the Andean range. The Glaciar Cagliero, it's a beautiful, beautiful program. You can put your crampons also and walk on the ice. Lago del Desierto, for those passengers who don't want to make the adventure programs and do the trekking, they can do a navigation through the lake. Now we go back to Ushuaia. This is a very good combination that you can do Calafate, the glaciers, with Ushuaia. Ushuaia, it's 30 minutes, 40 minutes from Calafate to Ushuaia, and 4 hours if you are coming from Buenos Aires. So we go from Aeroparque or from Ezeiza. There are some flights going out from Ezeiza down to Ushuaia, 4 hours flight. This is the longest flight that we have in Argentina, and or beautiful to combine it with Calafate. This is an island, and the island is divided between Argentina and Chile. So there are different combinations that you can do. For example, the Australis cruise, it's combining through the fjords from Ushuaia all the way to Punta Arenas in Chilean side. Yeah, probably you heard about Cruceros Australis. And also, this is an area, a gateway for Antarctica. Yeah, this is a lot of cruises from Antarctica depart from here. Unfortunately, we didn't have any Antarctic season last season because of the COVID. No cruises have been operating in this area, but I do recommend to stay 2 or 3 nights, even if you're going to Antarctica, to stay in the city of Ushuaia. This is a nice city to visit. As you can see, the Andean range ends here, so we have a lot of beautiful lakes, mountains, national park. This is one of the visits that we do, the National Park of Tierra del Fuego. Everything here is related to the end of the world, the mystic of the end of the world. The train of the end of the world. We have the museum of the end of the world. Everything is related to that. The prison, this was a prisoner's museum. We have an important, we used to have an important prison here, and they used this train to cut woods in the forest. Now it's just a touristic train, and it's operating inside the national park. So when we do the national park visit, we can either include the train or not. Bahía La Pataya, these are all the things that we visit when we do the national park visit, the Bahía Ensenada, the Agua Sisiyami, and also we can offer active options for your passengers in the national park, taking canoes or trekking. Also in Ushuaia, we have some navigations, some that you can take, some boat rides. The typical, the classic, the shorter one is the Beagle Channel cruise. That is a short one, visiting the lighthouse and the sea lions and getting back to Ushuaia. Then we have longer navigations that can either be combined by land, like going to Estancia Harbor and getting back by land, or just going back and forth with a boat. Or we can also visit penguins, the island. This is the sea lions, the Les Eclairs Lighthouse, the Beagle Channel, with trekking. There are different combinations of boat rides that we have in the area of Ushuaia. Martillo Island is where we can see the penguins, the Papua and the Magellanic penguins. Beagle, this is in front of the Estancia Harbor, so we can either go by land and take the boat ride from the Estancia to the Martillo Island and back by land, or combination of bus and boat. So this is the walk with the penguins, and it's a full day activity. Beautiful. This is a very limited capacity in the island, so because of interaction of the people with the penguins, so try to put your passengers and book them in advance. Normally the season goes from November to March, but it depends on the penguins. Has been extending the season of that particular tour. So for people who want to do a city tour, it is another good experience, visiting the Presidium museums, or take a lake off-road out to the different Fagnano Lake or Escondido Lake, or trekking. There are beautiful trekking places, beautiful for winter. Here we can have Cerro Castor. It's a ski center. Remember about the seasons and the seasonality that we have in Argentina. We are opposite to the Northern Hemisphere. So now we are in autumn. We just ended up our summer season. And so we can ski in Argentina in July and August. So this Cerro Castor will be one place, then Bariloche that I will mention later. Talking about the gastronomy in Ushuaia, the beautiful king crab. This is beautiful for one of the most incredible places for going to have this, to taste this king crab. And now we go back to Bariloche. Bariloche is the lake area. Down, if you see this map, this is 2-hour flight. And the main reason we go here is to see the lakes. It's the lake district. And we can also combine this from Argentina to Chile, the famous lake crossing. We can go from Bariloche to all the way to Puerto Varas or Puerto Montt. And this is 1 hour, 1 day crossing. I will mention that later. So BRC is the airport code for Bariloche. So from Aeroparque AEP, we land in BRC and we visit this area of the Lake District. This is considered the north part of Patagonia. And we also have a beautiful ski center here, Catedral Hill. It's actually bigger than the Cerro Castor in Ushuaia in terms of slopes and the amount of slopes that we have. But the snow season is better in Ushuaia because how deep down they are located. Here, we do recommend 2 to 3 nights in Bariloche. Since we are in Patagonia, November to March will be our summer and high season. And winter, we also have high season for the ski period in July and August. Yeah, this is a map of Bariloche facing Nahuel Huapi Lake, and also the combination of that I was mentioning, the lake crossing from Bariloche to Puerto Montt and Puerto Varas. the main tours in the Lake District, the small circuit. As you can see, beautiful scenic lakes in the area. There are many different names for each lake, and we normally include a lift ticket to Campanario Hill. We can have this kind of view. It's amazing. This is the civic center in the center of Bariloche, and Cerro Campanario again, and the famous Yao Yao Hotel, located 20 kilometers out of the city, surrounded by, it's a resort that it's beautiful for upscale passengers with their own golf course and different things. The Great Circuit, it's another tour that we can offer, visiting different lakes, visiting Villa Langostura, visiting the Valle Encantado, the other lake, the Tromen Lake. And also we can offer passengers going to a different town called San Martín de los Andes. That is also, we can either visit it for a full day from Bariloche or stay overnight in this little town through the famous 7 Lakes route, the 40 route. We get up to San Martín de los Andes, and we can visit the Lácar Lake. Other two that we can offer in Bariloche is visiting the Isla Victoria and Arrayanes Forest, very specific trees, orange trees that we have in here. And here is the Puerto Bles that I was mentioning about visiting, crossing to Chile from Puerto Pañuelo, lake crossing, either one day or 2 days, one night in the middle. If you spend the night in the middle in Pehulla, you can do a 2 days program, one night in the middle, and continue to Puerto Varas or Puerto Montt. Also, you can start the program from the Chilean side to Argentina, and it operates on the same way. Doesn't matter which side you start, it's a very good program for your passengers. It's not a big difference if you start in Argentina and end up in Chile, or if you start in Chile and end up in Argentina. What you also always need to remember is to stay 1 or 2 nights either in the either ends, in Bariloche or in Puerto Varas, before the lake crossing. Yeah, it's because it's a full day crossing. This is the first leg. 1 bus, 1 boat, 1 bus, 1 boat. It's 7 Bs. Lago Frias, Osorno volcano. There are different volcanoes, lakes, falls. And for active passengers, Bariloche, the lake area, for me, it's amazing because you have so many opportunities for doing outdoor activities such as rafting, mountain bike, trekking, paragliding, ski, mountain bikes, well, kayaking I mentioned, fishing, it's very good for fishing. And as I mentioned at the beginning, winter activities in the Cerro Catedral. And about the gastronomy here, this is a lot of German influence in Bariloche. So the Switzerland of Bariloche and the German colony here. So we get a beautiful chocolate beer, more lamb barbecues. And now we'll go to Puerto Madryn. Puerto Madryn is located in the Peninsula Valdez in the Atlantic Ocean. So it's 2 nights program that we recommend. There are 2 full day, the distance here are very long, so we need to do 2 full day activities. One is visiting the Peninsula Valdez. Some people call this area Peninsula Valdez, some people call Puerto Madryn, and some others call it Trelew. Trelew is the airport. Puerto Madryn, we use it for sleeping here, and then Peninsula Valdez is the geographical name for the peninsula. Here's also a lot of cruise lines. Shore excursions are, a lot of cruises are stopping in the summer. So Norwegian, Princess, all these big lines are stopping in Puerto Madryn. And so you can offer shore excursions to your passengers in this area. So there are 2 main excursions, one visiting the Peninsula Valdez, visiting the sea lions, penguins, and whales. The main reason we go here to Puerto Madryn is to see these 2 important animals, the Magellanic penguin and the right whale coming from Antarctica to get bred. So the whale watching is one of the most attractive and impressive programs that we include to your passengers. This lives out from Puerto Piramides in the peninsula. So we do the full day visit of the peninsula and we include this navigation. You only need to consider the seasons. The whales are from June to December, and in the penguins goes from September to March. So for the only 2 months that you have both are September, mid-September, October, and November, the 2 months that we have these two important animals, the penguins and the whales. We have in our tour book, in our manual, our brochure later. If you don't have it, let us know. We send you. We have a chart with all these animal seasons for you to take a look on which seasons you need to consider for each of these animals. Yeah. Another one of the we can visit this largest penguin rockery called Punta Tombo. It's a full day. You can also combine this with the arrival flight or with the departure flight. If we fly 10 a.m. or less than that into Trelew, we go straight to Punta Tombo and we continue to stay overnight in Peninsula Valdez. And also we can combine it on the way out. If we have a late flight, we can do to Punta Tombo, combine it with the flight from Trelew because it's located in the same direction. Yeah. Punta Tombo. Also, there's a few estancias, El Pedral, that we can visit from Puerto Madryn as a day trip, or we can stay overnight in this place, the same as other estancias in the peninsula. There are other beautiful places for you to stay. If you have people more in deep into the active programs, we can have scuba diving, snorkeling. We can have different activities with whales, mountain bikes, and other activities. Now we go and we will be closing. Time has been going fast. We go now to Salta, the northern district, in the northern part of Argentina. This is for me one of my favorite places in terms of cultural and the people, how good it is. I do recommend like 3-4 nights, but if you have time, your passengers, we need to stay like 7 nights in this area. It's an amazing area, but it's not a wow factor like in the glaciers or in the IGUAZU Falls. You need to discover by visiting the little towns in this area, the cultural side, the food. Look in this map, we have different circuits that we do, like going all the way up to Mahuaca Gorge, Purmamarca, Tilcara, little towns that we can stay overnight. Instead of staying always in Salta, we stay overnight in Purmamarca. That's what I do recommend, stay in these little towns like in Tilcara, or if you go down, stay overnight in Cachi. Here is our second wine area. This is Cafayate, it's our second wine area. In Mendoza, that we will cover later, it's the Malbec. Here is the Torrontés wine, the most typical. But now there have been growing all kind of grapes, Cabernet, Merlot. They are doing great high altitude wines in this area. But you will see that the colors that you have in this area are amazing. Here we'll start in Salta with a city tour, a walking tour that we do recommend. You can enter the Museum of MAM to visit the mummies that they discovered in the New Yayaco volcano. Difficult name, sorry. Taste these beautiful empanadas with these local wines. And this is Cafayate Calchaquí valleys that are beautiful landscapes when you go to the southern circuit all the way down to Cafayate, to the wine area. We will visit all these places. You only need to consider the high altitude that we have in this place. So if you have passengers that are not well with their heart conditions, probably it's less than Cusco, but it's something that you need to consider because we are getting into 3,000, 4,000 meters. That will be in feet like 13,000 feet, something like that. Cachi, well, all these places are amazing, but I do recommend to do an itinerary that can be discovering these places and staying overnight instead of rushing and doing full day trips from back and forth from Salta, because those are very long days, like 10 hours. So I do recommend to stay in the little towns and discover the cultural side that we have, the Andean connection, the archaeological sites, the colors in the mountains, the wine, the food, Quebrada Las Cochans. Look at these pictures, how good contrast of the colors that we have in this area. And well, this is an amazing sound that we have in the Devil Throw, Los Castillos. And then if we go all the way north, we have these beautiful landscapes and colors, Seven Colors Hill. We are very close to Chile and to Bolivia, so we can combine with Atacama and with the Uyuni Salt Lakes. So these are some places that we can also combine staying in Salta. But the people here, the cultural side is something impressive, and you need to take some time to discover this area of Argentina. This is the Ornocal Hill, 14 colors in the mountain, high altitude wines. Look at the scenic routes that we drive through in the area. Salt lakes, there are amazing salt lakes in the area, vicunias like a llama. Some of the beaten track roads that we can discover in this area, the famous train into the clouds with the Viaducto Polvorilla that goes all the way from San Antonio de los Cobres to Viaducto La Polvorilla. So there are many, many things that we can visiting this place. We can do some active programs, mountain bike, trekking, walking with the llamas, biking in Cachi or biking in different places. And the gastronomy here is amazing. It's all the Andean connection. The empanadas are amazing. You can get addicted of these empanadas dishes, humita, locro. And now we will end up with a beautiful wine to do a toast in Mendoza. And we have 2 hours flight from Buenos Aires, Aeroparque, to get to Mendoza. In Mendoza, I do recommend 2 to 3 nights in the area. The main tours, well, the city tour, but all kind of combination of wine tours. So there are different wine areas, Luján de Cuyo, Maipú, Valle de Uco. This is our 8th capital in the world, together with South Africa, Australia, California wines, the European wines, France, Italy. It's considered one of the top wine productions in the world. So they have been doing very, very well in terms of wine production in the last 10 years. Mendoza wines are incredible. And it's high cuisine, very good gastronomy also in the area. There's beautiful chefs doing cooking lessons also. If you want to take more than 1,500 wineries in the area that you can visit, like 200 or 300 of them. Some of them offer this activity so that you can harvest, picnic in the winery. You can do bike riding in the winery or horseback riding. Depending what your passengers willing to do, we can adapt a program for them. Normally, we don't do more than 2 or 3 wineries per day. We can also do the olive oil process in some of the wineries. They do olive. Wine in Valle de Uco also has been this is top quality wines nowadays. You can find top wines from Argentina from this area of Valle de Uco. Catena is a very good winery in the area. High-end gastronomy, as I was mentioning. Trapiche is a winery that offer a night program at night. It's an amazing experience too. You can do many things, cooking lesson, testing, horseback riding. Also, the harvest that I was mentioning. Also combining with high mountain, because here we are very close to the highest point in the world, one of the highest mountains in the world, that is the Aconcagua Hill. Some people come here to climb it, 7,000 meters. And that's for a very specific clientele, not for normal passenger. But outdoor activities here, you can do zip lining, rafting, mountain bike, horseback riding. There's a lot of activities that, as we are very close to the Andes, and so great combination for you to do wine and adventure. So it was very, very fast. Sorry to rush you. We have been doing today Buenos Aires with the gateway to Argentina. We've been in Iguazu. We went down to Calafate. We visit the glaciers here. So remember, 3 nights in Calafate, 2 nights in Iguazu, 3 nights in Buenos Aires, like 2 nights in Ushuaia, the end of the world, with all the mystic of the end of the world. Then we went to visit Puerto Madryn with the whales and the penguins. We went to the Lake District, Bariloche. We end up here in Salta with all the deserts and beautiful landscapes. And we end up with Mendoza and the wine area. This was a lot of information, I know. Probably Jimena has been answering some questions. I'm not sure if you have any doubts. We can either, we are a few only, so we can open microphones if you have doubts, or you can request on the chat box if you have any doubt. Another thing that you need to follow us is on our social media, follow us on the Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook, all these social medias. And as I mentioned it before, you will be receiving this webinar recorded later via YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. Did I forget anything, Jimena? It was too much.
No, it was fine.
Is there any questions, anything I need to clarify about any destination?
There is one question over here, Anya, from Anya Mudrewicz, that is asking, how many nights would you recommend for El Chaltén?
Chaltén, I do recommend 2 nights. People going there, they want to do the 2 main trekkings. So that's Lago del Desierto, Laguna de los Tres and Cerro Torre. Those are the 2 main trekkings. If you are like 3 nights, for me, it's ideal because you have then also for trekking passenger, you can have Cagliero Glacier trekking or going to Pliegue Tumbado that are amazing. And also you can have the possibility on arrival or departure to go to Lago del Desierto that is only 1 hour driving from El Chaltén. Any other questions? So thank you very much for your time, for joining us today. It was a pleasure teaching you a little of Argentina. I'm sorry, there was a lot of information of general country, but we will be doing these other webinars more specific about the glaciers area, Calafate, Chaltén. We will cover that together, how to combine it with Paine, and also about Ushuaia and end of the world, different combinations that we have with Chile. And later, I think we are planning another one with more specific about Buenos Aires activities, off the beaten track, and different ways to see the city from a different perspective. So thanks again for joining us today, and hope you enjoyed.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.